here to go and talk with a very special lady. Her name is Miss Karen Bailey, and she's with Receipts Tax Pros here in Central Arkansas, and she happens to be a native of Lake Village, Arkansas. So welcome back home, but just talking with her briefly before we started this interview, she has quite a story to tell and a number of things. Not only is she a native of Lake Village, she's also a proud graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And so I'm going to send a shout out to her with that. And before we start even talking about the taxes, Karen, you were talking to me a little bit about your story. And I'd like you to share that with our listeners, just a little bit about yourself and what you're doing. And I'm kind of proud because I asked you, so are you just one of the people working here or do you own it? So tell us a little bit of history and how did you get your tax services going for so long and doing some great work. So welcome to the Broadway Joe Talk Show.
I am honored to be here, Mr. Broadway Joe, the infamous Broadway Joe. I cannot believe I'm finally here. So thank you for the invite. I am honored. A little bit about myself. I'm from Lake Village, Arkansas. I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. I've been living in Georgia for about 23 years now, but I love Arkansas. So I started my career at UAPB, which I graduated from UAPB. I moved on to work for CR College in financial aid. So I help people with college, loan forgiveness, and that funds also my career with federal and state tax prep. So I help people with regular 1099s and/or W-2s. I help them find their passion with their Schedule C, which is a sideline or a home-based business. Then they can write off everything under the sun, receive their federal and state withholdings, box number 2 and box number 17. It's like a casino on your W-2. I help you get that money back in your pocket, even if you do not have any dependents, plus the credits that you would no longer qualify for, such as earned income credit. I started making around $100K when I was in my 30s, so I would have never seen earned income credit again. But because I was trained properly by IRS professionals in my 30s when I worked at Emory University, then I was able to fall back into those credits, again. And I'm helping people across Arkansas to do the same because eggs, chicken wings, and gasoline is too high, too expensive. We need those dollars back in our pockets.
Well, if you would, Karen, talk a little bit about your success because you have locations here in Arkansas and other states.
Right. I have 7 locations altogether. I have 2 in Texas, 1 in North Little Rock, 1 in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 1 in McGee, Arkansas, 1 in Hollandale, Mississippi, and 1 in Atlanta, Georgia. And so I reside in Atlanta right now. However, I'm able to process taxes all over the United States because you can upload your documents directly to me. And I give free estimates, so you can compare us to the big boys, and we have a track record of giving you the maximum refund that you've ever seen.
One of the things you told me as we were talking, Karen, is that legally, and you said that you basically haven't really had to really pay a lot because you do it the legal way. What are we missing? Because I'm paying taxes.
Most people end up having to pay taxes, especially once you move into a different tax bracket. I was fortunate enough to, be very promising with my salary when I was in my 30s. And so I would have never qualified for some of the other credits. However, because I have a tax business, my tax business has run parallel with my director of financial aid career. So therefore, let's say I fly to Dubai, right? A lot of people say, I'm going to fly to Dubai for vacation. I say, no, I'm having a retreat with all my franchise owners. So that whole trip, because I'm on retreat with my franchise owners, then that whole trip is a business trip, and I write it off. So the money that I work with my W-2 job, which is Director of Financial Aid, I get to write off everything under the sun through my Schedule C, through my tax business, and I ended up not paying anything in taxes. And I want people to go and pull out your W-2 or your W-2, plural or singular, and look at box number 2 and box number 17. Those are your federal and state withholdings. We're going to get that back in your pocket. We're going to help you with your EIN, your employer identification number, your Secretary of State, your registration with Dun & Bradstreet, which is business credit, corporate accounts, and bank accounts. So we're going to establish your business. So the trick, Broadway Joe, is you are going to have a sideline business that runs parallel with your W-2 or your 1099. And therefore, you are able to write out everything under the sun legally that is associated with a business, even your cell phone usage. See? Here right now, you just change your whole mindset. Everything is like, if people ask me, do you have a budget for photography? Yes, it's on my Schedule C because I advertise. So everything is a budget line item on your Schedule C, and then you start thinking like that. And you do have a budget for certain things in your life because you have a business as well.
Okay. Let's talk about the taxes this year. And every year something changes. Any changes this year that people need to know about?
Yes, it's one huge one. It's unprecedented. Last year was an unprecedented tax year, 2021. The government gave up to $8,000 additional if you had 2 children or 2 adults that required dependent care or child care. And it was up to $4,000 for one child or dependent. Some people think dependents are only children, Broadway Joe, but you can actually be a dependent even if you're older. You can be somebody 25, 35, 45. Let's say an uncle is helping his nephew, and the nephew is 45, but he doesn't work. He has social anxiety. He's taking medication. That nephew can be claimed on that uncle's taxes, and if that uncle feels some type of way for leaving the nephew home for a long extended period of time, he can have someone to come in and watch the nephew, and that's dependent care. So it's up to $4,000 per dependent or child, and up to $8,000 if you had 2 or more dependents or children. And so that was added to your taxes last year as refundable. A refundable credit is one that adds to your refund. Child and dependent care has always been there, but it reduced your tax liability, meaning it was not refundable. It just was not refundable. It did not add to your maximum refund. It just reduced your tax liability in the past. So 2021 was unprecedented with that. So a person could get up to $4,000 and $8,000, depending on how many dependents added to their refund last year. That's the reason we saw 10, 20, 30,000 on refunds last year. Now that one credit has been moved back to non-refundable. It does not add to your refund. However, it is still a credit that reduces your tax liability. So that's
a major change, right? If you're just joining us, we are talking with Receipts Tax Pros, and they're actually the owner, Miss Karen Bailey, this morning. We're talking about your taxes and what you should do and how you can save this year when it comes to filing your taxes. Now, are there any other major changes that we need to know about when it comes to filing our taxes this year?
That is the main one, but one that a lot of people do not know about, solar panels. If you are a homeowner, anything dealing with solar energy, I would suggest you go and get an estimate and really become serious about it, because you can get major refundable credit for solar power and solar energy. So go and look into those, because it can add up to $2,500 to your tax refund. Lots of people are missing that credit this year. And this is the first year that the solar panels has been a refundable, which adds to your refund credit. So there are 2 types of credit. One that reduces your tax liability and does not add to your refund. One that adds to your refund. And those that add to your refund, there are 4. There's the American Opportunity Credit, which is associated with colleges. There's the Lifetime Learning Credit associated with colleges. There's the Earned Income Credit. Most people are familiar with that one, but it can be for someone older or younger. And most people don't know it can be for someone older if they're disabled. And then the fourth one is child tax credit. The government is giving us the $1,500 for child tax credit. It was more last year. It has gone down, but it depends on your income. So in order for me to see exactly how much you're going to get with all these refundable credits, you have to give me a call so I can prepare a free estimate for you. I prepare free estimates, and I would suggest everyone to go out and get a free estimate from me or the big boys, and then let's compare, because you need the money to be able to move forward in this inflation economy. Move forward.
If you're just joining us, we're talking with Karen Bailey, and she's with the Professional Financial Aid Consultant, is what she does, and she's also with Professional Tax Accountant, and she's done this for over 35 years, and her company is Receipts Tax Pros. If, again, you're looking to get your taxes, she's giving you some of the things that you can save on. If people want to get that done and get an estimate, what do they need to do? Is there a number they can call, a phone number they can call, or is there a website they can go and visit?
Yes, our website is www.receiptstaxpros. It's an S on the end of receipts and pros. So it's RECEIPTSTAXPROS.com. www.receiptstaxpros.com. Or they can call me 404-226-1491. Again, that's 404-226-1491. I process taxes all over the United States, and my track record of Director of Financial Aid over 35 years speaks for itself. So give us a call. Let us prepare the free estimate for you. Become a conscientious consumer. Look at both estimates from us or others or yourself. Compare our estimates to yours. And then this particular year, you need to come on board, because we're going to be doing lots of things outside of taxes, like loan forgiveness, for instance. But I offer those additional services at no extra charge to my clients. So come on, join the team, and let's get through this economy together.
Well, Karen, let me thank you so much. Let me congratulate you on your success for so many years with Receipts Tax Pro and everything that you do to make a difference in our community. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. And it looks like you're going to be saving a lot of people a lot of money.
I sure will. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the time and just everything. I'm just so excited.
All right. All right, you're listening to the Broadway Joe Talk Show here on Little Rock's Adult Choice, 102.1 KOKY, 102.5 Praise FM, and the rebroadcast is Saturday mornings at 6 o'clock on Power 923. We got more coming up on the Broadway